Now, in the place where he had been crucified, there was a garden. My dear brothers and sisters, this garden is found in the midst of a great desert. A desert that is full of the wandering and the broken and the poor and the lonely. And this garden has been watered by the tears of a father who longs for his children to come home. At the center of this garden is a glorious tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and it is not forbidden. The gates are swung wide open, and all of the wandering and the broken and the lost are invited into that garden, where rest and shade and food for eternal life will be given. My brothers and sisters, in a matter of moments, following our cries for the world in the solemn intercessions, you will process to this place, to the foot of this great tree, this tree which bears within its trunk the capacity to satisfy your yearning for love, your yearning for meaning, your yearning for the resurrection. This tree has within it the fruit of eternal life, and you shall never die if you take the tree of life that is given to you today. My brothers and sisters, as you come to venerate this cross unveiled, realize that not only is this great testament of our capacity for evil, it is, after all, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. All of us bear within ourselves the capacity to betray, to condemn the innocent, to run away from suffering, to abandon all that we know we are called to do. But it is also the tree of life, the tree of goodness, the goodness of the Father, who offers to us a way home. And what the devil could only lie about: if you take this forbidden fruit, you will become like gods. God will satisfy. He will accomplish what the devil can only lie about. The fruit of this tree, of course, is his own body, the body and blood of the God-man, which will make us like God. His own flesh and blood will make us like God. But what does this mean, to be like God? It does not, first of all, mean that we will be granted great powers on the natural level. It doesn't mean that we'll be able to walk on water or change water into wine. No, that wouldn't be enough. We will be able to forgive our persecutors. We will be able to begin again despite failure over and over and over again. We will be able to process with hope, even in the midst of great suffering and loss. We will triumph over the darkness. We will be set on fire, and we will illuminate the night forever. My dear brothers and sisters, you are called to come back to the garden. You are called to come back home. The flaming sword of the avenging angel has stepped aside, called to back off by the God-man himself. And the serpent, once the great terror of the desert and of the night, has been destroyed, crushed. And all he can do now is cry out, hiss demonically, until he is finally put away forever. My dear brothers and sisters, you will be fed by this tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and you will love and live as God forever. But my brothers and sisters, to receive the fruit of this tree, we must walk in the footsteps of the Messiah. We must carry our crosses. We ourselves must become living trees which give shade and balm to the world. And the only way that we can do this is by willing to suffer with the Lord through a life of kindness and humility when the world cries out, "Be strong, do not forgive." By beginning again when the world would convince us that all hope is lost. By striving to be faithful even when others are not. My dear brothers and sisters, come to the garden. The Father is waiting for you, eager to receive you. He is jealous for your love. He has sent His Son to bring you home, to feed you, to put you on His shoulder so that you might be carried home. Let us follow Him. Let us adore this tree of life and eat the great feast put before us. The feast of love, the feast that will make us like unto God.